Well, here's the deal. What we do know is U.S. attorneys today indicted Dr. Tom Philpot, the coroner in Lake County, former Lake County clerk, and 3 Lake County police officers. I do have the press conference, and I'll try and get my hands on it here if I can, where we could follow along at least the time. Well, not really the timeline. I'll just bring up the story, but I hate to read stuff because I think it's horrible. So I'll just give you kind of what I know. Philpot was indicted on 5 counts. 3 Lake County police officers were indicted on 6 different counts that involved machine guns. These are totally separate indictments. They have absolutely nothing to do with one another. The Lake County police officers were indicted on separate charges. Tom Philpot also indicted on 5 counts. And let's see what I'm going to have to read those because I don't have them memorized. Misappropriation of funds was one of the charges. And, of course, we're going to freeze up now. But nonetheless, that's the big news in Northwest Indiana. That's why my phone was ringing right off the hook. Came Thursday afternoon. Let's see. Charges against Philpot from his term as the Lake County clerk. They include mail fraud, theft, and misappropriation of funds. Those funds are estimated around $25,000 from the county's 4D child support program. I think I know what that is. I remember the interest in that at the time, and if I'm not mistaken, was Philpot on my show then? I'm not sure. I probably should say that, though, on the front end. Tom Philpot was doing a program on WJOB, I believe, Tuesday mornings with Spiros Batistatos.
Yes.
The Greek from the Lake County Convention Authority, and then the Authority, the Council of the Authority, got a little upset with Spiros, and he bailed out and left Philpot by himself. Then Philpot went with the guy whose name I can't remember. That I don't know who he is.
I
can't remember his name. I don't know what his name was. And he had him in there for a while, and that was uneventful. So I asked Phil Pops to, if he wanted to, he could come on my show on Mondays as a steady guest or co-host. Either way, kind of hard to 6 of one, half dozen of the other. He was more of a co-host, really. And that went on for about a year. And I had a lot of fun with Philpot, but I wanted to put that out there. I like Philpot. He's a lot of fun to be around. He's a pretty cool dude. As far as his performance as an elected official, I guess we could say that he was the coroner, then he was the clerk. Then he was the coroner again, and he ran for sheriff. It was musical chairs with Tom. He took that criticism as it came. And he still managed to drum up about 7,000 votes for sheriff. Line 6. Welcome to the Region Underground, Gloria.
Hi, George and Preacher. Do you remember when that happened? He said he put the money back. He did not know that he wasn't supposed to be entitled to it.
Okay, I'm not sure that this is all that and only that, but that might be part of it.
One of the 5, I think.
Okay, now hold on. Here's the charges against Philpot, as I can see: mail fraud, theft, and misappropriation of funds. So the mail fraud part of it, I'm not sure what that is, and you never know where this is going. But
welfare money. I guess certain clerks that handle the welfare, they get a percentage, and he thought that he was supposed to get it because that's what his attorney said. And so he gave it back during the election.
Uh-huh.
That was my friend.
So do you, and I know that you're fond of Tom Phil, and so am I, and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to deal with the reality that what has been rumored for several months, as you know, has finally happened. Philpot under indictment, 5 counts, and he's going to have to face the music.
Poor thing. And on top of that, this is a area I never heard of a mayor going to jail. I heard that way back. It's just what the man said.
Yeah.
So have you seen this many people go to jail that's politicians in any area?
No, we're pretty heavy on the indictment / prison terms here.
We seem like we're so proud.
Are you at all? And I'm not exactly sure, though. I did hear a couple of calls you made to Jed's show in the morning.
Yes,
about,
you know what? When I first met you, preacher, you know the man from Highland, he called me that racist Gloria. You remember when I first picketed the police? Mm-hmm. And didn't know the people that I picketed were people of color. And it would hit all over.
Right.
So you know how that racist glory is. And that's when I got on the radio and I talked to you and I said, woo, woo, woo. And see, he can't take it. He cried to his father, whoever starts the show, Deetlow in the mornings, about how the people chastised him because he said that the way these girls go out and you shouldn't be out after 10. You know, you probably was married at 19 and 18. This young lady was a grown woman.
Well, we may get to Joe a little bit later, but because he's been taking a beating, and I'm not that I need to defend him, but I do have a viewpoint on Joe's hammering. But I want to know, do you feel any better now, or do you feel any differently about what Governor Daniels had to say? Now, in this short amount of time, we have more people that are under indictment.
But see, it doesn't bother me because I'm living in Gary. They talk about Gary all the time. So when they talk about the whole Lake County, I just roll with the punches.
10-4. Thanks, Gloria.
Yeah, that's what it is.
She's beautiful. And I can't get anybody to admit that Daniels was right and that there was no problem with that. Hey, Larry.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Well, I think Daniels was right. I'll go against the grain.
Well, lay it on me, String Bean.
I'm telling you, it's funnier than heck that these people in Green, Northwest Indiana folks don't want to face the reality that we have a real problem with politics. And
are you embarrassed or are you mad?
No, I'm not
what?
embarrassed. I'm not mad. I just born and raised in the region, man. Went to Illinois for a few years as a young man and came back, and it is what it is. There's just money to steal, and that's what all these people do. They steal money.
Wow, Larry, you're quoting me. That's exactly what I said. Exactly. It is what it is. What are you going to say about it?
Yeah, well.
Larry, if you went to Illinois for a couple of years, if you lived in Cook County, I'm telling you, I'm used to this. This is nothing to me.
Yeah, Cook County's actually worse than us.
Oh, we've had half the aldermen in Chicago.
Read the Chicago Tribune, what's going on with the pensions.
Larry, they had 32 aldermen in the city of Chicago in the last decade go to jail.
Thomas Philpot, this at 2:12 this afternoon, the U.S. attorney indicted Thomas Philpot, 5 counts relating to his time as Lake County clerk. Charges are mail fraud, theft, and misappropriation of funds. Malfeasance. Is that malfeasance? No, it's not.
No.
Scratch that. That slipped out.
That's a sick bird.
I'm going back. Hold on. I got to go back because I said something wrong. I misspoke. The charges are mail fraud, theft, and misappropriation of funds. The misappropriation of funds amounts to around $25,000 from the 4D program. Philpot was not under arrest at 2:15, but they were talking to his attorney, negotiating the terms of his surrender.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The feds indict you, you're gone.
Man, I'd milk it for everything it's worth. I'd hold up somewhere.
I would too. Preach, I need your expertise.
I'd hold up in a nice restaurant somewhere.
I would be not someplace got a bar.
Oh, of course, a bar, of course.
You got to answer something for me. In Cook County, when we start indicting our politicians, there's what's known as like the trickle effect or the residual effect. Other people go to jail first. You notice when they took Ryan to jail, before he went, 3 of his cronies went.
Okay, well, let me get through this, and then we'll get to that approach or that slant on it. Let me get through all of this first.
All right.
Okay, they are at 2:15. They were still negotiating the terms of Philpot's surrender. Now, whether or not he's in custody now, we don't know. I got his phone number. Let's give him a call. Then at 2:18, it was announced a 6-count indictment, totally separate. Now, period. Philpot 5 counts, period. But he was not under arrest at 2:15. At 2:18, a 6-count indictment was laid out, but on the Lake County police officers Ronald Slusser, Edward Cabela, and Sergeant Joseph Cumstar. Those allegations allege that the three of them misused their positions at the sheriff's office to obtain machine guns with laser sights, and sold them on the internet for a profit.
Wow.
Brutal. The investigation started in 2009 when the Department of Defense. Now here's what I find. This is the one that I find interesting, and it's there's something more here than what is written. The investigation started late in 2009 when the Department of Defense received a concerned citizen call that machine guns were missing from the Lake County Sheriff's Office inventory.
Ooh. Hello.
Now, don't mention any names, but boy, I'm telling you, one name pops into my mind that could have triggered this whole thing.
Well, it was somebody that had to know.
The three officers alleged, someone that's in the know.
Right.
It wasn't me.
No.
I'm not a squealer.
Wasn't me either. I'm in Illinois.
I continue. At 2:22, the three officers allegedly had falsely misrepresented that they were purchasing the machine guns for the sheriff's department. This is pretty brutal. For the sheriff's department, they falsified letters and shipment orders with the Lake County Sheriff's Department letterhead. This again, I did say allegedly in there. Everything is alleged.
You know why the DOD's involved.
I don't want nobody aggravate me. Everything's alleged. When the guns, this is now at 2:23, according to the U.S. Attorney. When the guns were to be delivered to the Sheriff's Department, they were allegedly intercepted and taken to Slusser's house instead. They didn't get to the inventory or the arsenal. At 2:23, the indictment alleges that there were 74 machine guns acquired.
Whoa.
Illegally.
You know why the Department of Defense is involved? Machine guns are terrorist weapons.
Apparently, the machine guns were broken down and parts were sold. They were, that was a chop shop for machine guns.
Got us a business, eh?
Comstar sent a letter of intent to purchase 50 fully automatic handguns for use by the Lake County Sheriff's Department. In the letter dated December 22nd, 2008, on Lake County Sheriff's Department paper. That must be the letterhead. 4 parts of that order were recovered in Canada.
Whoa.
They went over the border with them.
Hello.
The FDA is involved in the investigation because they oversee all lasers, including those on weapons. Did you know that? I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
FDA, lasers?
Oh, yeah.
Even the kind that look at your thingy?
Yeah.
Your colon?
Yeah.
All right. FDA involved, blah, 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 including the weapons. 92 laser sights were acquired and sold online.
I got a couple with laser sights, but they're not machine guns.
They ain't cheap.
Oh, no.
They're not cheap.
Oh, no.
U.S. Attorney says Sheriff John Bunsich and his staff have been cooperative and helpful with the investigation. And Sheriff Bunsich was on with Deedlow this morning.
Yeah.
Did they talk about this at all?
No.
What were they talking about? Buster the dog?
Yeah.
They talking about him? Okay. Well, the sheriff is not going to mention anything, even if he knew. A man in Mississippi got into a shootout with law enforcement there. They searched his residence and found some of the laser sights from that purchase.
Oh, my.
Bummer.
Uh-oh.
Count 3 against Slusser is for false tax reports. Count 4 is also against Slusser. Count 5 is a tax offense against Comstar. And count 6 is a tax offense against Cabela. Apparently they were not reporting this income, allegedly.
A couple of bucks here and there, you know what I got to talk about.
Here is another very interesting line in the from the Times. At 2:33, the U.S. Attorney stated that all 3 have agreed to plead guilty to all counts. They will be making public statements in the coming days, and then the press conference concluded at 2:42. So that's exactly how it went down today.